We returned to the docks to meet Shannon and Half-Sky, although the Ripper's latest victim was her brother. Shannon appears cool and professional, a consummate runner by birth if not by trade. She'll get the job done, and hopefully one of the hearth spirits in the place can point you towards the Ripper. Dealing with spirits can be a tricky business, but when they deliver, it's pure platinum. One doesn't have to be an Amerindian shaman to summon and control spirits. Anyone with magical talent can do it. But Shannon seems to have a particular connection to the spirit world. As you approach the gate, you know something's not right. The docks, already strange and uncomfortable at night, trigger the need for caution. Then you see it. The guards are missing, and the gate's been smashed in. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's a pretty good selection of spells. Alright. I'm going to take these grenades out. And yeah, looks good. Describing different character attributes and skills. Open the camera screen. Okay, a little bit of extra carbon here. Let's have a look. That's 4. Okay. About time you showed up. Looks like we weren't the only ones who had wanted to take advantage of the situation. A bunch of mercs have locked down the area. I don't think they're here for us, though. My guess is there's something worth a bit of coin left in that warehouse. Shouldn't be much of a problem. Well, it was for Lone Star. They're all dead. Hope you're a better shot than they are. Okay, when I last left off, we were just about to enter the warehouse with Shannon and Half-Sky. Apparently it's been taken over by mercs. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in kind of casual. So we got somebody at the front. Huh? You there. This block is off limits. We've got a gas leak on the docks here. No loitering. This guy doesn't look like one of the hired mercenaries. Hey, are you even listening? Get out of here. I'm not leaving. Look, guy, I didn't want to have to do this. Okay. Well, to be fair, I'm going to use this on me. I'm actually switch to her. And I'm going to move up to here. Let's see, I have sort of spells on her. I'm going to cast this on him. Oh, shoot. Well, darn. I'm gonna switch out of this because I do not need to be using that. It's a big screw up on my part. Oh, that's interesting. How is he missing? Wow. That was crazy. I've never seen that actually happen, where I've failed to hit that many times. Oh, I'm gonna heal myself. Yeah. Now I'm good. It's no big fuss. Heal is really, really handy to have. Especially if you're going on a build with no dodge. I'm just going to go over here. And we're going to work our way back. Just in case. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here. Switch to the house guy. Have her. What's that? Now, do. Yeah. Which isn't going to work, apparently. I'm not going to go over here. House guy can now we're more or less covered. Yeah, he's done. That hurt, but that's not necessary. There's something never happened. Her. I'm gonna have her shoot it a couple times. Come on. Are you kidding me? That's done. Okay. There might be more, so I'm just gonna carefully down here. Yeah, it looks like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna do. The line side is blocked. Cancel that. Alright, well. So what do we do now? Piece of shit. Okay. What I'm gonna do is gonna go around here and take him out. Didn't do much actually. There we go. That's one. Like how something. Okay. Should just sweet. So now in here. Fully topped up, but it's a very handy. It's probably the best spell overall to have access to. Heal. So I'm taking a little bit of damage, but I'm still in the fight. I'm still pretty good. We're dominating. Let's head inside the warehouse. You head inside the darkened warehouse with Shannon. Her eyes have that far-off gaze associated with looking into the astral plane. When the world changed, the Native American tribes made a resurgence as well, demanding a place in the new world. They got it. The Salashid Council now represents 8.6 million Amerindians across a multitude of tribes, Salish, Maka, Sinsirch, and others. They've adapted to the awakening better than other nations, thanks to a deeper connection to the world, both physical and spiritual. You see that connection alive in Shannon now. You notice the shift in her focus as she returns to the present. She nods to you. She can sense the spirits in this place. Now you just need to find them. Alright, let's see what we can do. Find that data, or we're dead meat. Yeah, well, it's not a if and or. Okay. Well, what I'm gonna have to do, let's see, where's the best place? I'm gonna move him, violent perspective, over here, I think, or over here. This is pretty good too. Yeah, I went off that, so I'm not gonna do ranged attacks. Okay, first things first. Let's see if we can get this to work. Yes! Nice. Not so nice. Oof, we're lucky. Okay, I'm melee. Yeah. Not a big worry. Okay, you first. the game is unlocked. Now I'm gonna move. I got a couple options for you. I think I'm gonna move here actually. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. I'm gonna move Shannon here. Divide and conquer kind of deal. Alright, I'm gonna shoot this adapt. My pistol is thinking actually. And this. She's taking a hit. Oof. Okay. Oh man, she popped out of nowhere. Okay, this is a bit hairy from the get-go. This isn't going to work out well for me. Okay, I'll try that again. You head inside the darkened warehouse with Shannon. Her eyes have that far-off gaze associated with looking into... You head inside the darkened warehouse with Shannon. Her eyes have that far-off gaze associated with looking into the astral plane. When the world changed, the Native American tribes made a resurgence as well, demanding a place in the new world. They got it. The Salish Council now represents 8.6 million Amerindians across a multitude of tribes: Salish, Maka, Search, and others. They've adapted to the awakening better than other nations, thanks to a deeper connection to the world, both physical and spiritual. You see the connection alive in Shannon now. You notice the shift in her focus as she returns to the present. She nods to you. She can sense the spirits in this place. No, you just need to find them. Continue. Okay. I think what we actually want to do is back out more rather than less. Okay, I'm going to move here. Gets me to full cover. I'm going to move Shannon over here, which is a really good cover. Perspective. That's that myself. hack this adapt. Ow. Okay. I think that's probably the best one. Shannon, bullets in. That will hold me. Okay. Well, I'm going to use my medkit now. Seems like it took time. Have her. Again. Ooh, that's not good. Use her first. I can get shot. Shoot. Ah, you bastard. Can do this. Worked well enough. I'm gonna kill this guy. No chances. So close. Take him out. Got it. Yes! Oof. Skin of our teeth. Managed it somehow. Okay. Wow. Well, I did. Okay, no more not healing it. Sure. That's a little better. Can you take a couple hits on? Okay. Oh. Myself down here. Slowly. Okay, there's some of this spirit. Let's get this the area. There we go. Now we go. first asshole. This is not so well. Fail me now. Don't fail me now, come on. Okay, I was lucky there. Nicely done. Oh, nice. It's got some pay data too. Alright, let's have a little look-see around. See if there's anything else. So yeah, I got some pay data. That runner crew managed to fucking survive. It's always nice. I'm gonna use that one. Yeah, a little better. Seems that's all. Alright. Let's go summon our spirit. And now summon the spirit. Cool. Let's talk to these forgotten souls. The air grows cold, and the spirits of dead children coalesce from the vapor of your breath. Their cherubic faces are burned, and their lips quiver as if they are about to cry. But their eyes are round and vacant, and they glare at you now, unblinking. We are the innocents who have perished in the flames, choking on smoke, as we fell from the sky, crying for our mothers. You bring anchors to your world, which was once home to us, and we will use them to testify. Show the first magical fetish to the spirits. We no longer see the world of Flesh-Seeker, only the essence and auras of living things. Words, though, words may echo through the veil, and sometimes we may hear them. Last night, this place was filled with the scream that went on, drawing us to it. It was a man, crying out for a witness as he died. And so we came to bear witness, but fled in terror before the malevolent spirit that profaned the man's remains. This spirit was other. It was not of this place. It had twisted its way through the veil and through the dark to come here. Show the second magical fetish to the spirits. When the other had gone, and we returned to our vigil, we found two creatures of flesh. One you would call an elf, unsullied by technology and able to channel the energies of the cosmos. Yet his spirit was corrupted from within. He was dark and twisted, yet not like the other, so we did not flee. The second we knew to be a troll. Ribbons of his essence had been flayed from him, leaving cold machinery behind. His aura was the aura of one simple and confused. Between elf and troll lay the remains of the man whose sister now chants to us for justice. The elf, his essence remains in this place, where the man died. Something has been left behind, a small part of him perhaps. Show the third magical fetish to the spirits.
Shh, kitty. What do you want? You want me to let you out? Okay. Here you go.
Okay, show the third magical fetish to the spirits. Through us you shall bear witness and hear the words of the elf and troll. Prepare yourself. Cool. Your stomach lurches as the spirit passes into you, a heavy presence settling somewhere deep within your soul. You simultaneously feel like driver and passenger as time unfolds in on itself and you experience the moment after the murder that took place here the night before. You don't so much as see the elf and troll as feel them. You idiot. There's no need to anesthetize him. He's already dead. Sorry, doctor. I usually put them out before you go to work on them at the hospital. Did this one volunteer too? He lets out a little giggle. Yes, they all volunteer. Just like I volunteered for this bit of butchery. Our presence grows weary. Spirit, can you tell us any more? The spirit begins to fade. All but the one. Its eyes harden. It takes full measure of you, as if to commit everything about you to memory. No, we must not stay. With this spirit's gone, the young shaman releases her hold on the magical tether connecting her to the other realm. She reels from the backlash, or perhaps from the emotional toll of knowing her brother's last moments. They saw him. They were with him when he died. You all right? She takes a series of controlled breaths, only shuddering with the first few. No, but I will be. I don't want that for him. Not what those poor souls have endured. My brother deserves to be free. He is free. What we do now, we do for the living. Thank you. And you're right. This isn't over yet. We have to find this peace the elf the spirit spoke of. It's our best hope of stopping this. Alright. Well, I'm just going to look-see around. Guess I'll go back. Over here. Blood. This is what the spirits wanted us to find. The piece of my brother's killer. It's not much, but it's enough. She scowls at it, looking every bit like she intends to reach through the small sample and dismember its owner from afar. And perhaps she can. Is that enough to target a spell? I need is a drop, an adequate time. I'm still feeling quite drained, and I'll need to rest before I can try anything so involved. When I'm able, I'll commune with Bear, consult the spirits, and do what must be done. But in the meantime, you must take some portion of the sample to pursue a more conventional avenue of attack. I have some friends who might be able to help. Good. Let me know if you learn anything about this elf and troll pair. And should you find them, I want to be there when they are brought low. I want to see the light leave their eyes. For my brother. There is no one else I would rather have by my side. Alright. I think we're done here. Well, that was fun. Let's head back to the Seamstresses Union. Confirm. When you return to the Seamstresses Union in the early hours of the morning, it seems a completely different place. Bereft of the normal crowd that haunts it, the bar feels desolate, almost abandoned. It's eerie, like the back hallways of hotels and shopping malls. But you finally have a break in the case, a sample of the Ripper's blood. You just need to find someone to help you analyze it. Continue. Its colorful staff, cast of regulars, and posing tourists, the Union feels hollow. The front bar and lounge are deserted except for a handful of janitors. Okay. Ghost of Grizzled Veteran. Hey Troll, welcome back. You're either up really early or really late. You know anything about Sam's murder? I was wondering when you would ask. Actually, at one point in the early 20-teens, I knew the whole thing by heart. Sadly, those gray cells died a long time ago. Maybe when I did. You know anything about Sam's murder? Okay. Got any stories today? It's early, so here's a short one. After coming up with the premise for Shadowrun, I worked with Tom Dowd, Bob Charette, and Paul Hume, who took the idea and ran with it. They focused on the game system, while I focused on the fictional setting, look and feel of the universe. To promote the game before publication, we created a 16-page booklet, which featured a timeline, short pithy quote, a very short story, and lots of the wonderful art the FASA art team had been creating. It was that little booklet who forced me to figure out how to reduce all these big complex ideas into something that could be quickly understood. Okay, let's see. Any goodies for me today? This is the problem with presents. The first couple are a surprise and appreciated. Then they become expected and eventually demanded. I know from raising kids and dogs, so today I have nothing for you but kind words and my best wishes. See you around. God damn it. Hey, I just swept there. Gathered around an intimate back bar, Miss Caputa and her coterie gather for breakfast, with the lady herself doing the cooking. The smell of soy calf and something resembling sausages fills the room. Okay, I got 15 there, so I'm gonna spend some karma actually. What I'm gonna do is up my intelligence to 5 for true effects, if I can get one. So we have 5 karma. Okay, should be pretty good. Yeah, I'm good. Confirm. Alright. Let's go talk to Mrs. Kubota. Or Mr. Clue first. What's in these sausages? Evening, sir. So what's the word around town, Mr. Clue? There's been more talk of the Ripper killings. Some people are saying they're hate crimes on account of the victims all being human. Most people are ignorant bastards. Well, I wouldn't go that far. People are just too quick to label something a hate crime. Check the census. The city is still 66% human. Close your eyes and throw a rock. You're more than likely to hit a human. Doesn't make it a hate crime. Still a crime, though, and that should be enough. It's the first real rise you've seen out of Mr. Clue, but he reins himself in with a roll of his thick shoulders and a smoothing of his jacket. Don't worry. Not going to start throwing rocks. Wouldn't want to reinforce the stereotype. I'll leave you to your business, sir. Okay, Mr. Kamoto. Ohio, would you like some? She stops. Forgive me, Ome, but you look like hell. I've been working, Mrs. Kubota. She looks you over, noting the signs of your nocturnal activity. She nods. Any run you can walk away from is a good run. Helps when the other team doesn't walk away. No one to follow you. I can tell you have been busy. I can see by the look on your face that there's something you need. this about the Ripper? Could be. I won't know until I get something analyzed. I understand. I will lock the piano so you may go downstairs. Someone down there should be able to help you, if they are awake. It is likely that you will visit the Matrix before the day is done. May I take a sausage? Take the whole plate. You're about to transition to a new location. Continue. Confirm. I've been doing a lot of legwork on this job, but it's going to require a trip to cyberspace and back to ID the Ripper, the Matrix, the cybernetic analog of inside the grid, the worldwide computer network, a digital world, information brought to life inside cyberspace. Your avatar does all the work while your meat body is left behind. All around you, or around your avatar, are pathways to other nodes filled with data, IC, counter-intrusion programs, and other jacked-in runners. Cyberspace has as many dangers as the meat world, and more. Locked doors, security countermeasures, and black IC that can fry a Decker's brain. Every movement you make in the Matrix can be tracked, if you aren't careful. Get dump shocked out and your brain gets fuzzy for a bit. Get hit by an enemy Decker and you can die. Cool. Looks like the Decker skills are going to finally pay off. One other thing I'm going to do here is spend some more power. Actually up still maximum. I'll put one into ESP control. Just so I can use them. And let's see. I actually talked to him on grass first. I was hoping to get some peace and quiet tonight. You got something for me? I've got a flight record. And happen to be in Aries. Heard of it? Some very powerful buyers are looking for that right now. I can get rid of it for you for, say, 20%, but lose 2,000 for you. Deal. Pleasure doing business. Nice. Okay, let's talk to David Fry the second. Morning. Look, you've been up all night. Look, you've seen some action too. Suppose I could use a shower. Here, buy equipment. Negative. Need a DNA analysis. Fry can help you out. Doc Castle's equipment isn't really set up for that. He considers for a minute. However, I could employ a semiconductor chip. Could decode DNA using a voltage change instead of light. That would eliminate the use highly expensive equipment that would be required otherwise. He brightens. I just read a journal about it, so the information's still fresh. Frankly, it should be easy. What do you want to know about it? The owner's identity. That's beyond me. All I can get you is the gene code sequence. But that's where I come in. David, if you can get me that code sequence, I'm pretty sure we can track its owner down via a matrix run. Will do. Let me have the DNA you want to test. Give Fry this blood sample. Violent perspective. When David gives me the sequence, I'll jack in. Help you trace the blood sample back to its source. Thanks guys, if this works we may find the Emerald City Ripper. No Drek, he turns to Johnny, excited. Wake up Johnny boy, you've got work to do. And Violent Perspective, if you need any gear it'll be right here. I've just got a second wind. Meet you at my rig, Violent Perspective. Oh, sweet. Okay. Need some hardware or software? I'll take a look. Oh, sweet. I'm going to buy this. Blaster. Killer. I want this one. Alright, we're good now. So make sure I bought. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Okay. Wow, that deck looks absolutely huge on his back. Okay. Genetically. Thanks to the semiconductor-based gene sequencing system that David employed, we should have the information we need to track the Ripper in the Matrix. Really impressed with his results, considering it was his first attempt. He was utilizing an unproven technique he'd read about in the science journal. He was working from memory on minimal sleep. Sounds fascinating. If there's time later, maybe you can tell me more about it. Yes, maybe we can sit down with David and he can share his research. But let's stay focused. Here's what I'm thinking. We hit the Lone Star DNA database first to see if our donor has a prior criminal record. They have extensive DNA archives, and we can go hunting based on what we find. Let's hit the Dex and Jack into the Matrix. I can get into their private pretty easily, but I've got to warn you, once we're in, it's going to be a little rough. How much decking experience have you had? I'm pretty damn good. Great. I'll come with, just in case that the IC decides to crash our party. Sweet. We're in. The excruciating ecstasy of jacking your neural network into the digital world washes over, grips you, crushes you into a singularity, expands infinitely. You are one with the data stream. Welcome to the Matrix. Sarge will take us to the next node. This sort of head is definitely defended by some countermeasures. Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do over here, I'm gonna cast Blaster. I should use a killer. Still doesn't let me use them. Okay, let's try Killer 2. Man, that's annoying. That's not enough. DNA match located. 100% match. Arrest records database. Silas Forsberg. Status deceased. Profession shop surgical assistant. Breaking and entering 2 counts. Public indecency 1 count. Brought in for questioning on accusations of unlicensed plastic surgery. No charges were filed. 100% match to a dead man. Let's keep looking. Okay. So we are headed to this one next, I think. We've got 2 more hits and the name's Silas. Okay. Killer. What did that one? Darn. So Johnny do it. Finish this stuff. Okay. There we go. Just those autopsy records. Autopsy records. Silas Forsberg. Subject is found overdosed on half a dozen different sedatives. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in the system. Face was mutilated, possibly self-inflicted. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to the disfigurement. Had to check dental records to confirm. No next of kin. Large puncture wounds were found in several places on the body, possibly large bore surgical needles. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called the police when no one answered the door. It just keeps getting weirder. Okay. Well, thankfully, pretty good IC. Okay, need to get Johnny in here. Okay. Killer. Not use killer apparently. Alright. Let's stick him here. To do then is use killer. Fuck you. Right. You I will use killer. Oh shit, we got black eyes here. Newsnet 1. Turns on subject, Silas Forsberg. The body of Silas Forsberg, shop surgical assistant, was found in an apartment in Snohomish earlier this week. The body had been there for as long as a month when Forsberg's landlord noticed a rancid smell and contacted authorities. Lone Star representatives have issued a statement saying Forsberg's death has been ruled a suicide. According to reports, his body, a massive puncture wounds, and the cause of death was determined to be an overdose of anti-stress medication and sedatives. The man's employer claims that he was a dedicated employee, although he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located a will written weeks earlier, leaving all of his belongings to his psychiatrist. The identity of the psychiatrist has not been released due to the privacy concerns. Yet another sad end to a life, as is far too common here in the sprawl. Now, that might be something we can go on. Let's regroup in the meat space for a bit. Okay. Well, we can... just walk out of here. So here's what we know. Our DNA evidence belongs to a dead man whose death was never explained. He worked for chop shops, which fits with a living guy that you met. The Newsnet says he left his estate to a psychiatrist. Maybe finding out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can deck into the medical board's records and reverse trace to find the doctor. You in? Give me a minute to collect my thoughts. Look. Assassin. Confirm. Okay, let's move. Alright. Now what I'm going to use now is Blaster. Didn't actually. So rising. Shoot. honestly annoying. Hacked patient records. Searching medical records, Silas Forsberg. Medical records file for Silas Forsberg. Related. Okay, 2020 to 2030. Pediatric record partial. One partial to give pediatrician's entry stands out for the rest. Child suffers from a chronic depression and social anxiety, most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. We've seen many cases like this recently, with the outbreak of changelings, children being born. The aberrant physiology we're seeing, there is no telling what sort of brain functions are affected. Prescribed a series of sedatives last year that seems to have no effect, upping the dosage. 2020 to 2030. Pediatric record partial, okay. Okay. 30 to 2040. Data missing or corrupted. Contact your administrator for help. Okay, 2040 to present. The file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The final entry, however, is the most significant. It is written by Dr. Henry Holmes. Silas has overcome significant mental disorders and no longer goes through periods of violent episodes. Latest medication have proven specifically effective, but I believe that being treated by another elf has significantly impacted his treatment. Unfortunately, my efforts to maintain an emotional boundary with him have proven challenging. He has bonded to me in an unhealthy and frankly an unnerving way. His hero worship exhibits itself in the form of mimicked speech patterns and adopting my dress. For this reason, and for the health of my patient, I am assigning another doctor to his case. I will inform him at his next session. Leave the medical database. Got a name now, Dr. Holmes. Let's keep going and find out where he works. Okay. Alright, let's move. Alright, so I'm gonna use killer. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna not use that. I'm gonna move first. I'm gonna go there first. And then I'm gonna use killer. Now I'm gonna use blaster. Go in. I need suppression. Employment records located. Henry Hollins Holmes, MD, PhD. Check previous employers. Previous employers, 2045 to 2054. Psychiatrist in residence, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. 2040 to 2045. Attending psychiatrist, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. 2030 to 2040. Private practice. Check current employment status. Current employment status. Dr. Henry Holmes currently holds the position of Chief Psychiatrist and Administrator at Mercy Mental Hospital, Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. Use the current employment records. Bingo. Back to meat space again. Reality is at the end of day contextual, and as the meat world comes back into focus, your head once again tries to settle on which world is the real one. While the philosophical question lingers, your meat body demands work, food and drink. You disconnect from the deck and find that the Union's safe house has risen. Okay, well, first things first, I'm gonna heal myself. Perspective, confirm. Cockroach in my eggs. Need some new armor? I'll take a look. Alright. Golden boy. Slick Decker's outfit. Runware designed by street deckers grants intelligence 1. Decking 1. I want this one. Confirm. Confirm. See what Algernon has on offer. Algernon looks the same as always. So much so that one may wonder if he ever takes time to eat or sleep. Perhaps his presence on this plane of existence is insubstantial enough that he isn't subject to such base needs, or perhaps he just does these things when no one is looking. Dark clouds surround you, my friend. Perhaps there is something I could provide that would help with whatever weighs so heavily upon you. It's new in the world of magic, Algernon. The spirits are stirring. Something has upset the natural order. There's something new, different. Is there something new every day? What is it this time? Would that I knew. The spirits speak in riddles. They leave me with more questions than answers. There's something else out there, something not born of life, as other spirits are. Shaking his head, Algernon opens his clasped hands to you, as if begging forgiveness. Too often this world leaves us confounded. I pray I have not left you in such a state, with my idle musings. Please, can I be of service today? Let me see what you've got. Okay. Going to buy blindness. Confirm. This is not what I want. Confirm. Castle. This one glance is all you need to tell you that the good doctor is exhausted. Her crumpled scrubs are stained with a mix of blood and other fluids too colorful to be naturally occurring in the human body. Her eyes are those of a person who is built up a substantial sleep debt and has no idea when or how to begin paying it off. Not one to talk, but you look like Drek. Afraid there isn't much I can do for that. Doc Castle snaps her fingers and calls forth the spirit normally seen perched on her shoulder. It appears from out of the ether, and the doctor immediately seems less fatigued than she was a moment before. Now what can I do for you? Everything alright here, Doc? Here at the Union? Yes, fine. I'm just getting back myself. Days here tend to be slow, so I volunteer at a medical center on the other side of Touristville, and I had a rough shift. Imagine most shifts in the Barrens are rough ones. By any measure, yes, they are, but today was especially difficult. I didn't hear all the details. All I really know is what came in on the lips of the victims, healthy enough to still speak. Apparently, one of the Baron's gangs incurred the wrath of the local Sepulpa rings, leading to a rolling shootout through the city streets. Several bystanders were injured. But the real mess didn't begin till the party crashed into the yard of the old industrial plant on Union Hill Road. They woke up some sort of toxic spirit, which then began running amok, causing easily as much damage as the initial battle. And we were left to pick up the pieces, of course. But enough about my troubles. Let's hear about yours. Tell me what ails you. Never mind. Yeah. Talk to T.B. Gooberman. Despite the hour, Buster is fastidiously put together in another wrinkle-free suit. He shows every indication that he's been up for hours, sunk to his elbows in a dozen crates, each containing objects of sinister matte, black hidden beneath curls of straw-colored packing foam. The foam flies about as he inventories the shipment, clinging to every surface except for Buster's immaculate suit. Just in time, got a whole slew of new toys in from a supplier back east, factory fresh and still smelling their mother's gun oil. Maybe there's something in this batch that could be interesting. How long have you been in the trade, Buster? Let's see. Left Cal Free on July 8th, 2038 at 6:13 in the morning. It was Thursday. From there I wandered a bit, applied my skills as a merc in half a dozen different wars, official or otherwise. Never did take to running the shadows like some of the boys I knew. Too subtle for my tastes, I suppose. Surely there was no shortage of full-scale engagements to be had, so I didn't want for work. Might still be doing it today if I hadn't lost the arm. The replacement looks up to the task. What, this here? No, this is a more recent upgrade, thanks to Doc Castle over there. For a while I was sporting something a good deal clunkier. Keep the old one in back as a reminder. It was also stupid. Some Azzies were lobbing smokers behind our lines. More to mess with us than anything, I decided to toss one back. And didn't it just figure that the one I grab ain't a smoker? I got it off, but only just barely. Shredded my whole arm, but good. Got plenty of other scars to remember the moment by as well, but the arm was the big one. So take a word of advice from an old soldier. Make sure you're never holding a grenade in one hand unless you just pulled the pin with the other. Now, if I haven't given you reason to doubt my professional competence, how about we talk turkey? What can I get you? Never mind. Alright, let's talk to David Fry II. David looks almost as tired as you do. You can tell that this case has gotten under his skin like it has yours. Any luck in there? We found an exact match for the DNA, but it was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Silas Forsberg. Now I have my theories. What do you think is going on here? Violent perspective. Maybe Silas faked his death. The distinct possibility. What was it that we saw in the autopsy report? The face was so mangled that they had to use dental records to identify him. Good catch. That matches up with something I've seen run astray. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for you. Find some schlub off the street, no one will miss, swap the teeth, and throw the heat off of your trail for a while. Lucky I've never been that desperate. But why would he need to go to those lengths? The police records have something linking him to a different crime? He had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery. True. Wouldn't look too good on someone's record. They wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Silas left all his belongings to a doctor. Dr. Holmes employment records have him as the administrator of Mercy Mental Hospital, Mercy Mental, and the picture on his file matches the person you saw downtown. The same person this DNA belongs to. All the evidence points to him being your killer, whoever he really is. I should go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. Please pay him my respects. I always find that high-caliber rounds get the message across. You should clearly hire some friends and go loaded for bear. I sideloaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix notes. Here's your cut. I'll see you later. Hire runners and head to Mercy Mental Hospital. Okay. No. Alright. Mr. Delat. You're looking for runners again. I'm your guy. Discreet service only. Need to hire a crew. Well, Shannon will come for free. So let's take her. Why Coyote won't come? Why not? Meh, it's good enough. She'll come for free. Oh, really need more, to be fair. Good. Let's go. Blood you found at the warehouse belongs to a man masquerading as one Dr. Holmes, and you've tracked him to Mercy Mental Hospital, located in the notoriously anti-metahuman farmlands of Snohomish. The drive to the hospital is long and unpleasant. Finally, you reach the walled and gated hospital compound. Despite the pretense of security, the gate is unguarded, unlocked, and open. No one stops or greets you as you drive up to the large, crumbling building. Gothic ramparts top a damaged roof, cracked walls, and broken windows. All around the building is a lawn gone wild. Only the artificial light from within speaks of inhabitants. You walk up the hospital steps to confront Sam Watt's killer and bring an end to the Emerald City Ripper. Okay. Can actually switch this with blinds. On that, I think I'm good. Yep. Confirm. Investigate Mercy Mental Hospital. Okay, this has been the Samurai Salaryman's Let's Play of Shadowrun Returns. I'm gonna call it for here. If you like this episode, hit like and subscribe, and drop a comment. See you in the shadows.